Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morrisman, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And today I'm going to do a follow-up video from a video that I did recently called Quincy Jones, the Pimp. And I talk about the reason why the brothers Johnson left working with Quincy Jones, because the brothers Johnsons got tired of Quincy Jones slapping his name on song credits, and even Quincy Jones' wife was slapping her name on song credits. So, the brothers Johnsons left. And one of my subscribers mentioned that's the reason why, because I did a video on Berry Gordy as well. And he said that's the reason why the Jackson 5 left, because they wanted creative control as far as writing their own material and playing on their own albums. And you're absolutely right. They even depicted that in the movie that they did, the Jackson 5 story. And this is how I look at it. And of course, this is just Morrisman opinion. I've been in the business for decades, and I see how it works from behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And the brothers Johnson had a very legitimate reason for leaving, because they are very good songwriters, or were very good songwriters. So I can understand that. But as far as the Jackson 5, I look at it this way. The Jackson 5 had some of the best songwriting teams in the world writing for them during that period. They had the best musicians on the planet playing behind them, but yet they want to write their own stuff. And again, this is just my opinion. Michael Jackson was not a good songwriter. He was a great entertainer, great singer, but when it came to songwriting, kind of weak. A good example of that is Smooth Criminal. The melody was with the music. Da 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 da. Same thing with the music. Da 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 da. That's elementary. The very first song I wrote when I was like 12, it had the melody, the melody going with the music. So sometimes egos gets in the way of people being, clearly thinking, because, again, I look at it this way. If it ain't broke, why am I trying to fix it? If I got guys that are writing me great songs and we making hits with these songs, why am I going to jump ship or go ego tripping and say, you know what, I'm going to start writing my own stuff? And that's fine if you can compare or match up with these guys that are writing your stuff. But apparently, no, because I got people to this day that are arguing me this, and the majority of these people are not musicians, and they get caught up into that music industry imagery, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. They claim that, the Jackson 5 played all that stuff on their records when they were kids. They didn't play a note. Again, the Funk Brothers, the corporation wrote that stuff, so they didn't have 17-year-old guys playing instruments or in the studio when they had these seasoned professional musicians that could do a better job. Because, think about this. The majority of the bass stuff in the Motown Jackson 5 stuff back then was complex stuff. Because I look at bass like this. There's two ways to play bass. I'm a bass player myself. You either play a pattern that just kind of loops, and maybe a series of patterns in one song, or you play scales, meaning that when you're playing your bass, when it gets to a certain part of the song, again, you playing a different note, because you're in the same key, so you're never out of key. And that's the most difficult way to play bass, and that's how James Jamerson played. And the majority of that Jackson 5 stuff back in the day that they claim or somebody believed that Jermaine Jackson was playing, it was James Jamerson and some other great bass players. Because, again, think about this. You got a 17-year-old guy on stage, or a 17-year-old guy, and he's supposed to be playing these complex bass lines and then doing choreography and then singing. I don't know too many people that can do that, so, it's just kind of ridiculous. But again, the music industry or the entertainment industry, they're good as far as imagery, as far as creating an illusion for you, and you believe in the illusion. Because even before I ever picked up a guitar, I noticed this. In my household, we were big on listening to all types of music, whether it was R&B, funk, pop, rock, or country. And I used to see these country and western guys up on stage just doing this. And I'm saying to myself, the rhythm that they're stroking on their hand is not locked in with the song. And I don't hear the rhythm of that guitar in the song, whether they playing off backtracks or playing live. And all this was just an image as far as it looks cool for the guitar player or the singer to have a guitar strapped onto him and playing, even though he's not really playing. Because, again, I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm like, this is not in rhythm with the song. So what is this about? And that's what that's about. You look sexier when you're a lead singer with a guitar strapped on you. But the majority of those guys didn't play. Uh, Either they didn't play or they didn't play live. Again, it was just this visual thing of, I'm playing and I'm singing. Here's another one. This is really, a no-brainer. When these heartthrobs are in their prime, they have these write-ups about them saying how lonely they are and they don't have a girlfriend. And that creates delusion to the people or the girls that are buying their records that, maybe one day I can meet this guy and become his girlfriend or his wife. So again, a lot of the imagery stuff is just that. The Jackson 5 didn't play a note on those songs back in the day. They did play a little bit live, but again, they had a backing band behind them as far as other guitar players and other bass players on stage that you rarely seen because of the way that they did the camera angle. They didn't show those people, but they were off to the side playing. So don't get caught up into believing that, these 13, 14-year-old kids was playing all this music in the studio and they did it live, because they didn't. They had, again, seasoned musicians that did the playing and seasoned writers that did the writing. So I'm going to sign off, but I just thought it would be interesting just to do this short video as far as some of the stuff that you think you see is not really what you actually see or get. Till next time, take care.